Hello and welcome to another World of Warplanes video with me, Sir 10 Death. Today's a little bit different because I'm going to be doing a review of a bomber that's just appeared in the game recently as part of this Skies over Albion sort of Christmas and New Year mission. Now, I didn't manage to get the blueprints from the boxes in game, largely because I haven't been able to play that particular game very much, or that new sort of campaign, but I did get one from a Santa sack, and this is what it looks like. First thing I've got to say is hats off to Wargaming for that paint job. That looks absolutely beautiful. Just an opinion, I know, but I think it looks absolutely stunning. So this is the Junkers Ju-88A Tier 5 German bomber, and as normal I haven't needed to put the paint job on, but I've fitted it out with the normal consumables, things to improve aiming and reduce chance of critical hits and that sort of thing, and jump into a game here. It's pretty good matchmaking for us, so a Tier 5 in a game that involves Tier 4s as well. And like normal, just going to go and see what this plane can do very well, can't do so well, and make a comparison of it. The plane is classified as a special aircraft at the minute, which I suppose means it's not exactly a premium plane, it's not exactly a standard Tech Tree plane, although I suspect it will become a Tech Tree plane based upon one simple thing, and that is that it has got components or modules that need to be researched to improve it. So I'm playing this stock at the moment. I'm playing this in its most basic form, but I'll talk as the video goes on about things that can be upgraded on the plane as you sort of progress. So I suspect at a later date this will become a Tech Tree plane when they bring in the whole line of German bombers. So let's have a chat about the plane then as things get underway here. You'll see then the first thing I'm doing here is just getting some altitude. The recommended altitude for this is 1800 meters or more, and you'll see it's going yellow once it passes 1800 meters. There it is, just about now. I actually personally prefer to play bombers a fair bit above the suggested ceiling. 1800 meters is still very much in the range of a lot of heavy fighters and even some standard fighters to get to you quite easily, so I prefer to push up well above that. So I'm going to near around the 2,500 meter mark. So we're just approaching the first sort of target area now, and we're going to have a look and see what this can do. Then you'll see that it's carrying 20 bombs in the payload, and just as I go overhead here, let's have a look and see how we do, just slowing the aircraft down a little bit to make dropping the bombs slightly more accurate. Yeah, so 20 bombs is quite nice, it's very nice in fact. And let's have a look. So there we go, first batch away. It's dropping them in batches of 4 at a time. So yeah, that means you're basically going to essentially drop 5 lots of 4 bombs as you make it pass, which is quite good. That's quite nice. Means you can sort of semi-blanket bomb. When I did a review of the RB-17 a week or so ago, I was talking about how you don't need to be super accurate with that Tier 8 bomber because you can just drop bombs over a general area and you're going to pick up damage. You see already there that I'm picking up damage, and yeah, it's not the fastest to reload these bombs, but that's okay. It's quite normal for bombers. You just drop your bombs, do a bit of twisting and turning, get a little bit of altitude while you're reloading, and get them ready again. In terms of the aircraft, then, it's got 800 hit points as standard, but if you fit on some reinforced panels, then you can push that up a little bit higher, which I have. So which is pretty nice. For Tier 5, 800 hit points gives it a little bit of survivability. Its maneuverability is very poor. It's 13, but you'd expect that. Bombers are very big, slow-moving aircraft, so they don't turn around fast or easily. As long as you allow for that and you give yourself plenty of space to turn, you can adapt to it. And I'm still getting used to this plane, but I'm already finding that I'm having a real difficulty managing to get the bombs pretty much where I want them to go. So I'm just making my second pass now, dumping some more. Now I'm trying to swing around here, and this is where it's a little bit, yeah, I decided not to take that shot because it's quite hard to get them on target if you just testing out the turning circle of the plane, really, to be honest. So I've got some of them on target. I've just kept 2 lots of 4 ready there, ready to drop. But we're doing okay. It has a 20.6 second turning circle, which is obviously very, very slow. But again, that's very normal for a big plane. It takes quite a long time to turn. But once you get... Now, what I'm just doing here is just dumping the bombs. The reason I'm dumping the bombs is because when I'm going to approach the next ground area, and I want to approach that with a full complement of 20 bombs ready, rather than only having 8 to drop and then having to reload straight away. And because I'm approaching this, I'm kind of wanting to... Now, I see that actually I'm going to basically meet the targets before I'm fully reloaded, so I'm deliberately swinging out over this mountainous region over here, just so I can then turn in and get a different angle. If you've seen my earlier bomber videos, you'll know that what I like to do anyway is try and line up at least 3 or 4 targets in pretty much a straight line to make the bombing run easier. So I've nearly got the bombs ready now. Just dropping the flaps there just to slow me down as much as I can. haven't quite lined up with that one, so I decided not to take the shots. I don't really want to waste the bombs. So there's the first lot away onto that anti-aircraft gun, and then another lot away, and then another batch away. And now I can probably try and drop some on this this surface vessel, this ship that's just moored out there in this port. And then I'm turning around again. So I've just passed the 2,000 combat points. I mentioned earlier about the suggested altitude. I'm currently flying at 2,200 or so meters, and I'm still getting occasionally clipped from some anti-aircraft guns, but I haven't had any problems with any heavy fighters or fighters trying to catch up with me just yet. Bombs are all being dropped now, so I'm off reloading again. I normally drop out of bomber view, back into standard view, and just accelerate away and get a little bit of altitude and move away from the range of those anti-aircraft guns as much as possible, because they are obviously keen on shooting down a big slow moving target ready to make the next pass again. In terms of the plane other than the bombs, let's talk about the guns here. It's a little bit of a strange one, this. Now the guns, as I said right at the beginning of the video, are stock. The bombs never get any better. Those are those 50 kilogram bombs are always the same. You'll have those right throughout the entire duration of the plane. You can upgrade the engine of the plane twice, so it can become faster and therefore theoretically a bit more manoeuvrable as well. So I'll let you know how that gets on when I've upgraded this plane, because I haven't just yet. As I said, it's stock. In terms of the guns, it's got twin 7.92mm machine guns in a sort of front mounted turret, which is sort of, if you get a view of the aircraft, mounted below where the pilot sits at the very front. There's also a top turret with a pair of twin 7.92s in, and a bottom turret with a single 7.92, and that all sounds very good, having 5 7.92mm guns, but they all have quite narrow firing arcs and limited range. I haven't yet in this video had an opportunity, or actually really wanted, to try out those guns and see how good or bad they are, but I'm suspecting that if you get into a one-on-one with other heavy fighters and the likes, you may well have some difficulty. The guns I would see very much as a last measure, but I could be wrong. It could well be that somebody goes and replies to this video, puts a comment below saying that they've played this plane and used the guns and they're stunningly good. I've just got the grade 5 bomber award as we've passed the 4,000 combat mark there now, and the effective fire award as well. So just as normal, it's rinse and repeat. It's just accelerate away and reload those bombs. And I always like to basically try and work a particular ground area as much as I can until one of two things happens: either if we cap it, if we take that ground area, or if I'm getting too much problems from incoming aircraft, I'm getting enemy fighters and heavy fighters trying to track me down, then I'll probably move somewhere else. But yeah, I'm just swapping back here, going back over the target again. This is currently red. The enemy have control of this one, so I can obviously hurt the enemy a lot more by destroying their ground installations, by just dumping bombs as I go. Here we go, and it's bombers I personally think are I could be strung up for saying this. In my opinion, they're quite easy to play, but they're not necessarily easy to play very, very well. Now, I've always said in all of my videos I consider myself a very average player. I'm not a stunningly good player. There are better players out there than me at this game, certainly with regard to some features. I think I'm competent, generally speaking, with bombers and with fighters. Most of the time I'm pretty incompetent with heavy fighters, as fairly well documented in one of my recent reviews. And I know that. I know it's an area I need to improve. I'm still also trying to improve my understanding of ground attack aircraft as well. But yeah, I think for a novice, if you happen to have got one of these as either a mission out of a Santa sack, then it's playable. It's certainly something you can play. In terms of whether it'll pull in much credits, we're going to see that at the end of the video. As I said at the beginning, it's not classified as a premium aircraft. It's classified as a special aircraft at the moment, and I think I'm right in saying it's going to become a standard tech tree aircraft at a later date. The only real difference between people who got it out of Santa Saxon or from missions and those who didn't is probably this paint job. I imagine this paint job will become unique and will stay with the aircraft, and anyone who just researches it later on will just have the normal German camouflage effects. So I'm now heading off towards this other red zone in the top left hand corner of the map, because the other ones have got them blue. The game is looking like we're going to win it now. We've passed the sort of set, we're about 80% superiority achieved. My aircraft, I've still maybe about 35% of my hit points left, so I'm doing alright. I'm actually going flying pretty high now, over the 3,000 meter mark, and just really want to go and tidy things up, get some final damage in if I possibly can. The one problem with flying at very high altitude is this, of course: you can find yourself having to shoot your targets through clouds. It's not necessarily that difficult when it's an enemy zone because the targets are marked red. It can be problematic if it's a neutral zone because targets in neutral zones are white, and seeing a white target under a white cloud is not the easiest thing to do in the world, although you will see that your gun sight, this sort of reticle, goes orange as you pass over a target, so you can, it does give you a clue of ways that you can actually use this. So I've dropped 3 lots of bombs here. I'm trying to swing around here, still testing out the manoeuvrability of this aircraft, or lack of it, and I really can't get the bombs exactly where I want them to go. That one I managed to get in there, and then let's get another batch of them onto this last target at the end here, and then go and reload again. The squall line's now down, so I really don't want to get knocked out of this game now, but it doesn't look as though I've got any company up here. I don't know if anybody's particularly interested in trying to bother me too much. Just past 7,000 combat points, pretty pleased with that on the whole. And as normal, there we go, almost 7,500 now. So I'm just planning on reloading as normal and just ready to make another pass, and then realise I haven't been paying attention very much. I get this pop-up in the corner of the screen here telling me I'm the only one of my team left. I quickly check that I am. I'm the last one alive. Fortunately, I'm in a bomber and I'm flying at 3,400 meters, so all I've got to do is just stay well away. I'm actually pushing the ceiling as high as I can, making sure nobody's going to catch me and shoot me down here. On the whole then, how do we do? Just under 8,500 combat points, a supporting fire award, which is fairly standard, easy to get those. Yeah, the super reward, the effective fire award, strong support, these are all fairly standard, quite easy. Avalanche, subjugate as a common one, and hail of steel. Just the class 5 bomber award, not stunningly good, it's second overall, but people are probably wondering, does it make money? Well, it's a tier 5 non-premium special plane. 58,000 is okay, not stunningly high. 4,200 experience is quite nice as well, but mainly it's enjoyable. I like it. I do enjoy my bomber planes, actually. I do enjoy playing the Blenheim, I enjoy playing the Douglas Invader, I enjoy playing the RB-17, and I'm liking this one as well. And hats off once again to Wargaming for that stunning paint job. Do keep those coming. As ever, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and do please share and subscribe and like my videos. Thank you very much. Goodbye.